In the early 1900s, Mount Morgan had the Midas touch. A town of grand buildings and 15,000 residents, all thriving on a mountain of gold. 100 odd years later, it's hard to believe it's the same place.
Now we have 4 hotels still trading in Mount Morgan today, of once 27 at the peak.
Heike Steinberger and her dad John run TMC Tours, a great way to recreate in the mind's eye the town that Mount Morgan once was.
Now we're coming to the Historic Railway Museum, which was originally our town's railway station. Now the mine built the railway, and in turn the railway helped expand our mine, networking railway line all throughout the region. So this historic structure was built in 1898.
Landmarks from Mount Morgan's golden heyday include this swinging bridge across the Dee River. In 1890 it linked town and mine, but later became a memorial. So, Heike, it seems there's history at every turn. What's this monument for?
Now, this is a plaque in honour of Private Victor Stanley Jones and all the other Mount Morgan residents who served in the Boer War in South Africa. So they've named this suspension bridge after him. He worked on our mine, worked his way up to a paymaster, but he's now famous for being the first Australian soldier for Imperial Services, volunteering to go to the Boer War in South Africa, dying on foreign soil there 1st of January 1900.
Beyond wartime, blood and sweat put Mount Morgan on the map. Scars left by its century of mining from 1882 to 1981 never fail to make an impact. 250 tonnes of gold and 360,000 tonnes of copper left this site. And when you see the open cut pit, it's easy to believe.
So 4,300 Olympic-sized pearls would fit on the top of this.
The relics that remain from the mining years all have a story, like this early version of a dragline.
This is around a 1930s to 50s design. It's like a house on wheels. It had tin underneath it though, so with the wooden roof on top, stop that clanging and banging when rocks were coming down.
Look like Bill's steam shovel
it does.
from Mr. Squiggle.
That's what we call it too.
You'll also get a good look at the town's standout feature, Australia's tallest freestanding brick chimney, and follow in the footsteps of weary workers who came to the mine's pay office for their weekly wage.
So we'll go inside. Won't be getting any pay though, but let's have a look in.
In the early years, a miner's pay amounted to mere shillings for work in dark, dirty and sometimes dangerous conditions. Extraordinary photographs and intriguing artefacts make this a highlight of the tour. Plus, there's an impressive display of dinosaur fossils, part of a private collection. Say hello to some of the larger-than-life locals from Mount Morgan's distant past. So well before gold and copper was discovered here, this bloke used to roam around a bit, which would have been a bit creepy to bump into in the middle of the night. Looks like Mount Morgan had its own Loch Ness monster, if you like, and they've nicknamed it Morgan, ironically. It's the perfect primer for our next stop, Mount Morgan's Fire Clay Caverns. It's an impressive entrance, isn't it?
It is.
The caverns supplied clay to fashion fire bricks for the mine, but digging uncovered an unexpected treasure from 195 million years ago. Hundreds of dinosaur footprints on the ceiling. So I'll ask a really obvious question.
Yeah.
Why are the footprints on the roof?
So what we see on the roof, it's not that they had magnetic boots or anything like that.
Yeah.
We're seeing the inner sole impression. Originally, this clay was the mud and they walked on that last layer of it, pressed their 3 toes in the mud and went elsewhere. It looks like an oversized chicken foot, and the word in Israpod means bird-like, so it does resemble that.
TMC Tours, that's town, mine and caves, operate twice daily, leaving from Mount Morgan's Main Street at 10:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. The 2-hour bus tour costs $27 per adult and $12 per child. If you'd like to know more about all or any of the stories on today's show, you can visit us online. I also recommend you try the Queensland Holidays, RACQ and Queensland Rail websites. Well, the gold might be gone, but the ghosts of the rush remain here in Mount Morgan. This statue behind me recreates an old mining tradition called running the cutter. A young lad would be dispatched to the local pub with the miner's billy can, or cutter, as it was known, to be filled with beer to drink at the end of his shift. Come to think of it, this is the end of my shift. Hope you've enjoyed the show today. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next Saturday for more Queensland Weekender. Bye for now. Our show is produced in partnership